You know, folks, this stuff is crazy, but we're learning new things each week, so thank you so much for your patience. And as always, special shout out to Doreen Solkoff. Wow, thank you. And she got it really wouldn't have been able to be heard if it weren't for Doreen calling me on the phone right now. So Doreen, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. All right, this is Jakey Live. I hope that y'all have a little bit of time tonight, because we're stretching the possibilities of time itself. So tonight, this is a Yiddishe Liederabend. I'm Jake. Thanks for watching. Last week on the program, we talked about the universal appeal of Jewish composers, American Jewish composers, unpacking their impact and hearing works by Rodgers, Hammerstein, Jerry Bach, and Irving Berlin. The show is brought to you by Temple Sinai of Palm Beach County. And just want to say a couple words to Temple Sinai in Delray Beach, Florida. And I would never have stepped foot in Florida if it weren't for this unbelievable community showing me warm Jewish living. And we got involved, seems like it's been forever, 10, 20 years ago, but it's really only been a short amount of time. But if you're interested in Temple Sinai, or you happen to be a member already, welcome, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to bring you all a little bit of music. So tonight, we bring you a Yiddishe Liederabend, an evening of Yiddish song, in which we'll explore 3 popular songs that are inherently and simultaneously Jewish and American. Yiddish songs with dual citizenship, if you will. We answer questions such as why there seems to be such an overwhelming number of Jewish people involved in American pop music and musical theater. As our honored guest on tonight's show, we invite Cantor Rachel Slusky to join the discussion on the importance of these 3 popular Yiddish songs. Cantor Rachel is a graduate of Hebrew College in Newton, Massachusetts, and is a wonderful singer, painter, and writer. In addition to a private teaching studio, Cantor Rachel is also the Arts and Tech Director here on Jakey Live. We welcome her today.
Well, thank you so much, Jake. It's an honor to be here on Jakey Live talking to you all. In America, the explanation for an impressive number of Jewish writers in pop and musical theater may be found in Jewish history itself. Since there was a ban on instruments used in religious channels as a sign of mourning over the destruction of the temple in 70 CE and subsequent diaspora of the Jewish people, until the Reformation, or Haskalah in Hebrew, starting in the 19th century Germany, other than for occasions of rejoicing such as weddings, Purim, and Hanukkah, there has been a stable stalemate between halacha, Jewish law, and Jewish music composition. I believe the repression indirectly led to an explosion of musical activity in America in the first half of the 20th century. Also, many famed songs entered into the mainstream were written by Jews or influenced by Jewish music in some way.
Wow. Thank you, Rachel. So our first song, this is where we had gone to before in our night where the sound was notified of us. So thank you, Rachel. Thank you to our viewers and Doreen for letting us know. Our first song for the evening is called a nigun. Rachel, so for anyone in our audience who doesn't know already, what is a nigun?
Well, just like the Hebrew word nigun, which comes from linagen, to play music, the Yiddish term nigun is made up of 2 important themes: a melody used in divine service, and one not belonging to any words. A variety of nonsense syllables may be used for singing these melodies. A Hasidic tradition says that if you recite a nigun in the perfect way, with the right number of repetitions, the performer or the listener can be transported to a state of dvekus, which means cleaving to God. Such is the power of the nigun.
Wow. So a nigun is nonsense syllables sung in search of spiritual elevation. Say that 5 times fast. At Temple Sinai, we do that every Friday night. Cantor Rachel Slusky, who has provided us with tonight's stellar research, in addition to being our tech director here on Jakey Live, is going to be lending us her magnificent voice this evening. And this song we'll be listening to, a nigun, is composed by Lazar Weiner. Let's see if we can with lyrics by L.A. Magister, a.k.a. Liederabend. So let's see if we can get a picture of Lazar Weiner. All right, here we go.
Oh.
Okay, here's Lazar Weiner right here. So we got a picture of him, and
He was born in Ukraine at age 17, naturalized in America in Queens, New York, and he was well known for devoting his life to preserving Yiddish language, poetry, and culture. He was a major advocate and composer of Yiddish art songs, numbering over 200 Yiddish and Hebrew cantatas and full synagogue services. During his time, he was most recognized as an important choral conductor. The poet Magister was a prominent Yiddish educator, author, and lecturer. He founded and directed this Yiddish-speaking summer camp, Camp Boybrick.
all right, we got Boybrick right here, so I'm going to cover myself. Goodbye, everyone. I'm Camp Boybrick now.
So here's an image of some kids playing at Camp Boybrick, where Yiddish culture was the whole purpose. Camp Boybrick was in New York, and it was part of Shalom Aleichem's school there. And Shalom Aleichem was a secondary school, right?
Yeah. And so Lazar Weiner, our composer, he was the music director for 2 years, was it, at Camp Boybrick?
That's right, where he met our lovely poet.
Hello, I'm back. Okay, so that is just wonderful. So, Rachel, would you share with us quickly the lyrics translated to English of what we're about to hear?
With pleasure. There was once a pauper who only with God would quarrel. Wonder upon wonder befell him whenever he sang this sort of niggin. Chiri bim bam bam, chiri bim bam bam. Wine flowed from the niggin, and he swallowed sip after sip. Chiri bim bam bam, chiri bim bam bam. The Jew sings, and blissfulness flows until he leaps from joy. Chiri bim bam bam, chiri bim bam bam.
All right, and we're really hoping this works, folks. So let us know in the comments if for some reason the audio's messed up here. Lazar Weiner, a niggin.
Is a Kapzin einmal gewesen, fliegt nur mit Gott sich kriegen. Wunder über Wunder hat mit ihm getroffen, wenn hat gesungen, hat Samen nigen. Chiri bim bam bam, chiri biri bim bam, chiri bim bam bam, oh, chiri biri bim bam, chiri bim bim bam bam, ba 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 bam. Ot niggin sich Wein gegossen, hat Sub noch Sub geschlungen. Wunder über Wunder hat mit ihm getroffen, wenn hat gesungen, hat Samen nigen. Chiri bim bam bam, chiri biri bim bam, chiri bim bam bam, oh, chiri biri bim bam, chiri bim bim bam bam, ba 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 bam. Singt der Jid uns gissig Musikes, is a durch von Freiheit gesprungen, Wunder über Wunder hat mit ihm getroffen, wenn hat gesungen und das Samenegen. Chiribim bam bam, chiribiribim bam, chiribim bam bam, oi, chiribiribim bam, chiribim, chiribim, chiribim bim bam bam, ba 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 bam.
Okay, wow. So, the song that we just heard possesses an inexorable purpose to preserve the Yiddish language and culture. On the other hand, the next two songs in our program seek to assimilate Yiddish folk songs to American dreams.
Genres, right? American genres.
American dreams and American genres.
That too.
Dreams and genres,
They go together.
they go together. Our next song, Donado.
Yes. Donado. I associate Donado with Joan Baez because she was the first artist I heard perform this song. Got a picture of Joan.
Joan, for me, because we're the youngins here, so we need to be reminded. Joan Baez, beautiful.
Yes.
Oh wow, look at how gorgeous she
So
was.
I had no clue that it was a Yiddish song until relatively recently.
Wow. Well, the first time that I ever heard Dona Dona was actually when I sang in a Jewish chorus, and it was one of the pieces we performed, and it was arranged by the conductor, and I couldn't get over the lyrics. I could not get over the lyrics of Dona Dona. So for everybody watching right now on Jakey Live, if you know the song Dona Dona that we're going to sing tonight, let us know in the comments if you remember the first time that you ever heard it sung, or alternatively, whose version is your favorite version to listen to. Okay, Rachel, so why don't you let us know more about where the song comes from?
Sure. This time, let's go right to the text. The familiar English translation by Arthur Keves and Teddy Schwartz, circa 1956. Notice the niggin, Donna. On a wagon bound for market, there's a calf with a mournful eye. High above him there's a swallow, winging swiftly through the sky. In the chorus. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half a summer's night. Donna, 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 don. Donna, donna, donna.
Dona Dona Dona.
Stop complaining, said the farmer. Who told you a calf to be? Why don't you have wings to fly with, like the swallow, so proud and free? And then the chorus again, Donna, Donna. Calves are easily bound and slaughtered, never knowing the reason why. But whoever treasures freedom, like the swallow, has learned to fly. In Yiddish, the song is called Das Kelbel, the calf. Some believe it to have originated in the Warsaw Ghetto, and I can see how the poem could be a euphemistic expression of persecuted Jews longing for freedom in the time of pogroms and massacres. If we take the meaning of calf to be Jew, the farmer to be Nazi, the swallow is the non-persecuted person or the redeemed spirit of a Jewish person.
So this right here is Shalom Segunda. Now, in reality, Shalom Segunda composed the song to be featured in Aaron Zeitlin's play, Estherki, before the Holocaust began. It's based on the legendary relationship of a Jewish woman named Esther and King Casimir of Poland, which was produced in 1940 in New York. It relates to another Jewish legend, Megillat Esther, the Purim story, which commemorates the freeing of the Jews of Persia from the genocidal Haman through the bravery of a Jewish woman who marries a Persian king. There's a timelessness of the themes of cruelty against Jews and the Jewish aspiration to freedom. Dos Kelbel, or Donado, has been sung by countless big names in America and it's been sung across the globe in Japanese and in German, French, Swedish, Hebrew, Russian, Italian, Catalan,
and Vietnamese. How did a 1940 Yiddish theater pop song become so popular around the world? Back to Baez. I think it's because of her that the song became so popular in the United States and ultimately the whole world. She started singing it as a civil rights song, and it became part of her standard repertoire. To give a glimpse of its full impact, Donado, along with 260 other songs, was banned in 1975 in South Korea because the government considered it to be leftist and violence-inducing.
Well, in that case, we definitely got to hear it. All right, so here we are, right here singing Donado.
On a wagon bound for market, there's a calf with a mournful eye. High above him there's a swallow, winging swiftly through the sky. Lacht der Wind in Korn, lacht und lacht und lacht. Lacht der Obertag und ganz in Mitte halbe Nacht. Donna, 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 don. Donna, 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 don. Stop complaining, said the farmer. Who told you a calf to be? Why don't you have wings to fly with, like the swallow so proud and free? Lacht der Wind in Korn, lacht und lacht und lacht. Lacht der Obertag in ganz in Mitte halbe Nacht. Donna, 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 don. Donna, 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 don. Calves are easily bound and slaughtered, never knowing the reason why. But whoever treasures freedom, like the swallow has learned to fly. Lacht der Wind in Korn, lacht und lacht und lacht. Lacht der Obertag ganz in Mitte halbe Nacht. Donna, 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 don. Donna, 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 don.
All right, so some of you may have noticed that I'm wearing the same shirt in that. Did we record it all today? Who knows? Let us know in the comments what you think. And also, if on the side of that, if you see, like sometimes when we switch to the side on the camera, or when I switch to the side, it bumps a little bit, and that's got, with Yiddish music, a lot of the times you're gonna hear that cha, cha, dum, da, 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 dum, da, 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 jump, bum. So I didn't have a tripod for the camera because, Jakey Live is, and Rachel Live, this is really Rachel Live featuring Jake. But this is growing, so hopefully we'll get another tripod so I can set it up on the side of the piano so I don't have to attach my, I call it the spider tripod. It's this. Basically it just goes on the side of the piano right here and makes it so that we can play both. All right, anyways, so the last song of the night is called, by Mir Bis Duchesne, also composed by Shalom Segunda, with lyrics by Jacob Jacobs, for a 1932 Yiddish musical comedy called
Men kon leben nur men los lit.
which roughly translates to,
We could live if they'd only let us.
all right, so we got a by Mir Bistushane poster. See if it progresses. Oh, there's Shalom Segunda. Okay, here's
Here
by
it
Mir
is.
Bistushane.
It opened and closed in one season. Men kon lieben nor men los nicht. Here's the poster. The plot is a love story set at a shoe factory involving union organizing activity. In response to the love interest's concern about the endurance of his commitment to his love, he sings by Mir Bistushane to her at some point in the first act. I would venture to say that these lyrics are really not politically correct anymore. Here's the translation of the original Yiddish lyrics. Even if you were black as a totter, even if you had tomcat eyes, and even if you had a little limp or had wooden legs, I would say, it doesn't bother me. Even if you were as savage as an Indian, even if you were as common as a Galician Jew, I would say, it doesn't bother me. To me, you are pretty. To me, you have charm. To me, you are the only one in the world. To me, you are great. To me, you have it. To me, you are more precious than money. Many handsome boys have wanted me, and from all of them, I chose only you.
Politically incorrect indeed. That was 1932. But something happened 5 years later that would cause the song to explode and become the biggest hit. Segunda tried to sell his song, but Eddie Cantor said it was too Jewish. He decided to sell his song for $30, which he split with his lyricist, Jacob Jacobs. All right, let's see. We got our... Okay, here's another one of those posters from there, Shalom Segunda. And here.
Lyricist Sammy Khan and the pianist Lou Levy saw by Mir Bistushane performed in Yiddish by two black performers called Johnny and George at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. They brought the house down with this song. Sensing that the song would be a huge crossover hit, they bought the rights to the song for another $30. Khan and Saul Chaplin wrote the English lyrics and taught it to 3 Norwegian-American teenage sisters named Patty, Laverne, and Maxine. That's Sammy Khan.
All right, here we go.
The Andrews sisters.
Yeah, there we go.
There. The Andrews sisters. The newly assimilated by Mir Bistushane picked up the tempo and the key, and it did away with the bittersweetness and the sharp humor of the Yiddish original. How else does it differ from the original Yiddish? Listen to this part of the new lyrics. I could say Bella, Bella, even sehr wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. It adopts Italian, German, and English, but all it keeps of the Yiddish is the title. By Mir Bistushane. Released in December 1937, the Andrews Sisters' recording of By Mir became the #1 song in America for 12 weeks.
Oh my God.
And the best-selling song in American history. Some sources claim the song was a hit in several European countries, including Germany, until the Nazi Party banned it after learning its composer was Jewish, and the song's title was Yiddish and not a Southern German dialect.
Wow, what a song. Here we have it, folks, by Mir Bistushane.
Of all the boys I've known, and I've known some, until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when you came in sight, dear, my heart grew light, and this old world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I've racked my brain hoping to explain all the things that you do to me. By me, Mr. Shane, please let me explain. By me, Mr. Shane means that you're grand. By me, Mr. Shane, again I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. I could say Bella, Bella, even sehr wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I've tried to explain. By me, Mr. Shane, so kiss me and say you understand. By me, Mr. Shane, by mir hast du rein, bei mir bist du einer auf der Welt. Bei mir bist du schön, bei mir bist du rein, bei mir bist du Teil von Geld. I could say Bella, Bella, even sehr wunderbar. Each language only helps me tell you how grand you are. I've tried to explain. By me, Mr. Shane, so kiss me and say you understand.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you all so much. I am so
Thank you,
grateful.
everyone. Rachel, thank you for being with us on Jakey Live. You're taking over. It's, days as Jakey Live are limited, but as of now, yes. And so a special shout out to Dave Cotton for providing us with the beautiful graphic at the beginning of Jakey Live and at the beginning of Shabbat and at the end of Shabbat services. Dave has got a plethora of skills, and we are so grateful for that. And so, any other final words, Kata Rachel?
Yes. Just again, thank you so much for watching and letting us talk to you all about some Yiddish music. I invite you all to watch the National Yiddish Theater Folkspiel's free virtual Hanukkah Spectacular. I forget which night it's actually going to be on, but if you search in your search bar,
I'm putting it in the chat.
NYTF, that's NYTF.org. Put that in your search bar. It'll come up with the site and all the details.
Check it out. Now it's nytf.org. It's in the chat now. So you guys should be able to see, everyone who's watching should be able to see.
It's looking like a very unique event with many star special guests, such as Mandy Patinkin and Neil Sedaka.
Patinkin Babinkin. Mandy Patinkin. Okay, and if you're tuning in the Temple Sinai community, you already know the special things that we have coming, weekly Torah study, Shabbat services, and the like. So you already know if you're a part of our community. If you're just tuning in for the first time and want to learn more about Temple Sinai and what we have to offer, please drop us a line, templesinai.pbc.org, or get in touch with Sue Wexler, Lynn Weinstein, Betty Adams, and I'm Jake.
I'm Rachel.
And I hope you have a guten Chanukah. That's coming up. So next week on Jakey Live, we have the music of someone near and dear to my heart, the blood that flows through my veins as well. Rachel hates it when I say that. Louis Lewandowski. So we'll be exploring the music of Louis Lewandowski with some special performances. The choir is coming. If you were here on High Holy Days and you heard the choir in the background, that was just us. Two-person choir overdub. So we're going to do that again, except you're going to be able to see every single face. Every time there's a voice, you're going to be able to see a face. So God willing, we'll all meet again next week.
Same time.
Same time. And
Same
yes,
place.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is our aim. And thank you all who still tuned in, even though it's a little bit later. So we're going to go for 8 o'clock. And if you got something else you got to do on Sunday, by all means, we're not going to stop you. And this is recorded and archived, so you can keep watching even after it's done. So farewell to everybody. It's
Thank
great to
you.
be with you. Take care.